Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. It's great to see everybody here. I appreciate your being here. Um, Today is Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, and this is a Training Wheels offered through an open door, courtesy of our beloved Cindy Krupp. And today we are looking at Lesson 66 in A Course in Miracles, and it's My happiness and my function are one. So let's settle in, and I will go through the first 50 lessons, and then we'll get to today's lesson. And as I go through these lessons today, I don't want you to work on it, but today's lesson is My happiness and my function are one. And so if one of the lessons, the first 50 lessons, informs you in some way about this lesson, my happiness and my function are one, just let it come up and just notice it, just pay attention to it. And then I hope that you will offer it to us as something that moved you. So does everybody understand what I'm saying? I probably didn't explain that very well. Okay. So one of the first 50 lessons that showed you particularly that your happiness and your function are one. If it moved you in any way, just please feel free to share. So I'm going to turn my video off and I will begin. So settle in, take your seat, get comfortable. And even though it's still the morning, try and just let go of whatever you've brought into this space. Just clear it off, clear the table, and let's set the table with the lessons of A Course in Miracles. Nothing I see means anything. Nothing I see means anything. I have given everything I see all the meaning it has for me. I do not understand anything I see. These thoughts do not mean anything. I am never upset for the reasons I think. I am upset because I see something that is not there. I see only the past. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see nothing as it is now. My thoughts do not mean anything. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. A meaningless world engenders fear. God did not create a meaningless world. My thoughts are images I have made. I have no neutral thoughts. I see no neutral things. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing, and I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am determined to see. I am determined to see things differently. What I see is a form of vengeance. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I do not perceive my own best interests. I do not know what anything is for. My attack thoughts are attacking my own invulnerability. Above all else, I want to see. Above all else, I want to see things differently. God is in everything I see. God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. I am not a victim of the world I see. I have invented the world I see. There is another way of looking at the world. I could see peace instead of this. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. My holiness envelops everything I see. My holiness blesses the world. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. My holiness is my salvation. I am blessed as a son of God. God goes with me wherever I go. God is my strength, and vision is God's gift. God is my source. I cannot see apart from God. God is the light in which I see. God is the mind in which I think. God is the love in which I forgive. God is the strength in which I trust. There is nothing to fear. God's voice speaks to me all throughout the day. I am sustained by the love of my Creator. My happiness and my function are one. When safety is not an issue, creativity is effortless. Nothing gets in the way. You make a meal for friends, you awaken from a good dream, and you give it permission to infuse your entire day. Listen to another being with your whole being, your whole attention. All of these are creative acts. Our truest nature is to be open and create. That is why it feels good to be creative. It is being what you truly are. True creation links me to the will of my Creator, which shares the joy of my creation. Because all minds are joined, no creative thought is separated from any other creative thought. No one creates alone. The music is heard, the play is seen, the dance enjoyed, the poem loved. Even the act of creation itself is shared as unseen partners inform us. Pick that color. Choose that word. This is what you mean to say. Move in this way. Take the photo from another angle. Lift the note one octave. Dig a little deeper. How many artists say, I don't know how I got this. I don't know where it came from. I just heard the music in my head. I woke up and the words were already there. This book wrote itself. We have learned that forgiveness is our function. But if forgiveness is our function, then so is happiness. It is our function to be happy in this world. Oh, how that flies in the face of all that seems to be arising now. Everyone is in discord. Everyone has forgotten their function. But it is our function to be happy, even in this world. Happiness is sustained and achieved, indeed, through the act of forgiving, through the act of allowing, and through being willing to be willing. Our joy is in sharing our treasures with the world. You have surely noticed an emphasis throughout the recent lessons on the connection between fulfilling your function and achieving happiness. This is because you do not really see the connection. Yet there is more than just a connection between them. Happiness and forgiveness are the same. Their forms are different, but their content is completely one. The egoic mind does battle with the Holy Spirit, or with wholeness, with oneness, with atonement, on the fundamental question of what your function is. So does it do constant battle with oneness, with the Holy Spirit, about what your happiness is. It is not a two-way battle. The ego attacks and the Holy Spirit does not respond. The Holy Spirit knows what your function is. It knows that it is your happiness. This is a lesson in complete acceptance. This is a lesson on the direct path. Forgiveness and happiness are the same. What this lesson is telling us is that everything is for you. Allow and allow and allow. You are indivisible. What is arising inside your own true self. You are the witnessing awareness of all that arises. So today, we will try to go past the meaningless battle in which the egoic mind resists what is arising in front of it, in which the egoic mind says no, but the Holy Spirit says yes. We will not engage today in senseless arguments about what is. We will not become hopelessly involved in defining happiness through egoic terms and determining the means for achieving it all by your little self. No, we will not indulge the ego today by listening to its attack on the truth of what is arising now and now and now, no matter what it looks like on the outside. We will merely be glad in the moment that we can find out what the truth is. So take your seat and close your eyes if they're not already closed, and relax a little bit more deeply into the body. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your hips in the chair. Relax your legs and relax your belly. Relax your chest. Soften your heart. Let the shoulders drop just a little bit more. And soften your eyes. Soften the mouth. And place your awareness gently on the breath. Just watching it rise and fall on its own. It's such a gift, the breath. Every breath, a reminder. We do not breathe ourselves. We are breathed. It feels good to relax this way and to release the tension, because goodness is our inheritance. Complete relaxation is our true nature. And now say in your mind, my happiness and my function are one. Source has given my function to me. Therefore, my function must be happiness. And give yourself permission now to accept that this happiness is your function. The personal mind will try to tell you that you do not deserve happiness. It doesn't say this right out front, It says it in every moment that you resist what is arising. In every moment that we allow the outer world, which is full of strife and resistance, to take us off balance. The egoic mind is incapable. It is incapable of knowing what you truly are. Does happiness feel good? Does contentment feel good? Does relaxation make you happy? Yes, because that is your true nature. As we move throughout the day today, when you can, pay attention to your thoughts. When the idea arises, to watch your thought. Give yourself permission and time to do so. Stop. Just stop. What kind of thought arises? Does it speak of separation or fear? Is it a thought of mistrust in the future or of betrayal in the past? Just allow awareness of the thought. My thoughts do not mean anything. I do not know what anything is for. Just allow the thoughts to be and watch them without judgment. They're just thoughts. This teaching is a direct path teaching. It is asking you to notice when you're happy and when you are not. And happiness takes many forms: contentment, peace, even neutral being. Presence is happiness. And notice when you fulfill your function, which is to allow all things to arise as they are, and you do not resist them, you just notice as the witnessing awareness. Does your happiness increase? Only you can know this for yourself. Only you can experience whether this lesson is true or not. What a gift to know my happiness and my function are the same. What a gift to share this teaching together this morning. When you're ready, take a few centering breaths and gently come back to the table. Good morning, all. Good morning. How does this morning find you all? How was that lesson for you? This morning, I just found myself, I don't really pay attention to the news, but I found myself tired of the situation where it just feels like everything is exploding. I found myself tired of it. And then I remembered this lesson, and I know that this lesson has completely changed the way I experience things. Because in the past, I would have really gone down the rabbit hole, but I don't anymore. I come back continuously to the first lesson. My thoughts do not mean anything, or nothing I see means anything. Nothing I see means anything. I come back to that over and over and over again. Livy, what have you got this morning? Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having this. I was looking forward to the sitting. Yeah, I remember hearing that Tom Petty felt like he couldn't really take any kind of ownership or responsibility for the songs that he wrote because he said they come through me. And that really struck me. And I do remember in my 20s, one night a song came to me in the middle of the night, and I got up and just, wrote those down real quickly. And what's happening in the present is the person I was talking about at the meeting yesterday, for people that were there, was my niece in regards to my grandnephew. And that is a big lesson for me, to be able to sit with her in her pain and her confusion over what all is happening in her life, and being able to just be present with her and to not try to fix anything, just to sit there and look at her as the whole loving being that she is, and have my heart break at the same time to see her experiencing such pain. And I have to admit, when I got back, I was resisting. I was resisting the impulse to do something instead of really trusting, like Indigo teaches us, that everything is for her, everything is for us, everything, and to be able to sit with that and still trust the trust thing is, I got home and there was like this sort of pushback a little bit, but I know, and I'm so grateful that she's on here every day reminding us. Um, and because when I was around that all weekend, it was hard to, I needed to take a shower when I got back to kind of, it was a lot. And, but I'm just really, really grateful for the reminders of this, of A Course in Miracles and these lessons. Um, if I knew how, just really trusting that everything is happening for her, and at the same time praying for guidance on how can I be a best service to her, to start asking that rather than putting on my cape and flying down there. Um, she's grieving not only the loss of her son, but the loss of her family. Her parents aren't there for her. Her immediate family is not there for her. And so I'm really grateful for this teaching and for all the teachings, but just the reminder that I can really trust that everything is happening for her. And I am impressed with how she's willing to feel. And so anyway, I just wanted to share that this morning because this lesson really rang true for me. And so yeah, thank you so much, Amy. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Livy. It's so funny with these teachings that we have to be aware that for for some people in our close circle that we love, to say these words or to convey the message can sometimes seem like um, it's telling them not to feel. And so, we don't telling them everything's okay, this is all for you. You don't say that to someone who's really upset, right? And so you have to hold it in yourself and know it in yourself. And in that way, this is such a simple teaching, but in a way, it's a really advanced teaching. Oh, thank you, Livy. Lonnie, good morning.
Good morning. I'm learning to not set goals of not talking in these groups. My Many of my mornings start at the sunrise at the ocean. And as I sat there this morning, the prayer that went out was to please send guidance, to stand with and sit before the pain I would have to today, because one of my longtime students has been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And her daughter, who I've known since she's 7 years old, has agreed to meet with me today because she's terrified. And I realized that there was a part of me that wanted to just fly to New York and hold her,
Mhm.
but I can't do that. I can only be what the divine instructs me to be in this moment. And so this lesson and all that you read came as this absolutely sacred reminder of exactly where my energy is to be and what I am to focus on. And the one that screamed the loudest, literally everything I see is God. And everything that you read that started with God is rang like bells of clarions in my system. God is, God is. And I realized, oh, all I really have to do today is be present and aware that all of this is God at work. I am so grateful for the lesson this morning. I needed just that. With all that we know, sometimes we just need a reminder of where to put your feet down.
Yeah.
And I needed that. Thank you.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful words. And, as you said, you make a commitment not to speak. I could just hear Cindy's voice saying, do not do that. Everyone, you don't in this gathering, we don't talk too much, and nothing that we say is not accepted and welcomed. Right? So that is the whole point of the open door. So just remind you of that, Lonnie. And so, I mean, some of us here are so amazingly eloquent. It just takes my breath away sometimes. How eloquent what you just said was, and Livy as well. And I don't want to, make anyone feel special because every time anyone opens their mouth, there's always something beautiful that comes out of it. But I just so appreciate, Lonnie, what you just said.
What I find eloquent is the feeling of the divine passing through to
Yes.
allow the words. That's eloquent. He doesn't even fill the space of what that means and how that is. So, and the saying I'm not going to speak, that's personality, Lonnie. That's I, Lonnie. But when I'm sitting here and God says, okay, now it's time, guess what it is? It's time.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Oh, one of the things I realize is my definition of happiness is so narrow. It's oftentimes so narrow. And what Lonnie just said was just get out of the friggin' way, right? Get out of your own way and let what comes through come through. And just the act of moving aside and allowing is a form of happiness. And that is the true form of creative expression. Right? Thank you. Alka, good to see you this morning or this afternoon.
Found my mic. Good afternoon, everybody. So there's two things, well, maybe more. One was that when you were reading through the lessons, what lit up for me, when you said forgiveness and happiness is the same thing, I got goosebumps all over. There was nothing, I didn't have a single mental thought about why and what for and nothing. It was goosebumps. That and the second thing I had the reaction to the holiness thing. I mean, for me especially, that my holiness is my salvation has it's always lit me up, and everything that was in that line about holiness was also gave me this sort of being wrapped in a warm blanket type of feeling. And many years ago, when I was wondering what my purpose was in this life, decades ago, really long time ago, I came across a video which said, "Why do you want a purpose? Just be." Just be like a flower. And there was a lot of it, I don't remember. But then it showed this picture of a little pansy or a violet growing in a crack in the concrete somewhere. So that morning, when I opened my front door and I stepped out, right at the front door, through a crack, there was a pansy growing there, which I had never noticed before. So that was, I still remember this for, I don't know how long back this was, more than 20 years. So, and when this came up today, it reminded me of this incident. It's so far in the past gone, but it rang very true for me, this. But forgiveness and happiness is the same thing. That really lit up for me. Thank you.
Thank you. So two things came to me as I was listening to you. One is that what a powerful message, what a powerful expression of the truth it was, that pansy in the crack. And it didn't happen in the past. It's still informing you now. Like the sense, the feeling, the truth of it, the power of that truth is still with you now. I could feel it when you were explaining it or sharing it. And the other thing I realized as you were speaking, Alka, that in the past, my sense of happiness was happiness comes to me. Happiness is something in the outside world that happens that makes me happy. And that is so not true. When I fulfill my function, I am completely in charge of my own happiness. It has nothing to do with the outer world. My husband and I were talking a while ago about, not even that long ago, really, about how in your 20s, you think, if I do the right thing, I'll be happy. If I achieve the following goals, I'll be happy. You know, but it doesn't happen. And so we keep chasing it until finally we're just exhausted. And we're at the end of our rope. And we go, I've done everything right, and I'm still not happy. And then we may spend another decade blaming ourselves for not being happy because we've done everything, we've achieved everything, but it's still not there. So there must be something wrong with me that I'm not happy. Which is the gift of this lesson. Such a gift of this lesson, right?
It's a difficult one about happiness, like you said. I mean, it's our true nature. That's why we chase it. It's just we're looking for it in the wrong places. That's all. It takes time to learn that.
It does. It is our true nature. And how convincing is this world that it tells us that we deserve happiness, and we know it intrinsically because it is our true nature. And yet the world keeps promising it to us out there, out there, out there. And if you haven't found it, it's your fault. What an amazing game we have created for ourselves. And how happy I am. I don't know how many lifetimes I have lived chasing something that was always inside me. And I'm just so grateful now to know that it is right here. Patricia, good to see you this morning.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Acceptance. Yesterday, if anyone received an email from me with an invitation, please delete it. I was hacked. Okay. So my computer I'm blessed to have two computers. One is very, very old and still working, thank goodness. And the other one is newer. The one that's newer got hacked. So my email account was hacked. And at first I reacted with, I don't know what to do about this. Like, I'm stupid about this stuff. I don't know what to do about this. And then I just sat and took a couple of deep breaths and said, okay. Then I went through certain things, scanned the computer and did all the things that you're supposed to do. Then I started to reach out to people. Now here I am in Mexico. I'm not in the States. Uh, and I knew I had to settle down. I was overreacting and I knew I had to settle down. And the overreaction was self-doubt. Oh, I can't figure this out. I'm stupid about computers and all this kind of stuff. And then I settled down. And when I settled down, I just breathed back to the moment, back to the moment, back to the moment. And I suddenly had this, um, I don't know how to describe it except just sort of this shiver throughout my body that said, it's okay. You'll figure it out. So maybe that was the good spirits talking through me, talking to me, talking through me. And the dependence on, I need to depend on the outside world to help fix the computer. But I also have to go inside in order to be calm and peaceful to do it intelligently and with a smile on my face, like this will be resolved with trusting that and trusting that there are people out there who want to help. And I think that was the important thing. I'm not all alone in this. There are people out there. I don't need to be so afraid that I'm going to lose the computer because it's crazy right now. But aren't I lucky with that knowing that I'm not all alone? Because there's goodness out there. That's all for now.
Thank you, Patricia. How many of you have had your email hacked? Yeah. I still get emails from a psychiatrist friend of mine. His name is Jim. Oh, I have a great photo for you. Click here. You know, it's been 5 years that I get emails from him. I just ignore them, you know. You, yeah, it'll work itself out. Definitely will. Oh, thank you for that. Cindy. Cindy, you look so cozy and cuddly this morning.
I don't know why I raised my hand. You started speaking and then you stopped speaking. I didn't go to sleep, but I was in this beautiful in between place. So I don't really know anything that you said. Which is kind of cool, I'm not complaining about it at all. I sat here and there's something about you are probably the only person I listen to relative to being able to be guided into a meditative state. Typically, I handle that inside, but somehow um, this class, most particularly this hour, when I sit and I just surrender, something happens. I very rarely hear what you say, but I always feel kind of got that peaceful, easy, everything's okay feeling on the other side. And I guess that's what I'll say. One of the things, there's a number of things that happened just today. There was a memory this morning before my dyad of a time where I was acutely invisible, like in a way that I'm not going to tell the story, but feels traumatic and um, victimized and all sorts of things, right? And so I surrendered that into my practice this morning, and I spent some time with the guides even before that, and right away, it was amazing when I stepped into the dyad practice. The question I heard was, maybe this is for Lonnie, because I'm waiting for Lonnie to tell me when she's going to start her podcast and write. Like she said that the earlier, maybe this week or last week. And like, I want that so badly. There aren't a lot of things I want these days, but Lonnie's voice is something that just feels so wonderful. So the idea that she might start teaching at an open door and writing at an open door, like I'm waiting for it. But anyway, right away, the question I heard was, so it really was, I could tell you a whole bunch of stories of when I was invisible, right? So the question was, are you ready to be seen? Are you willing to be heard? Are you now ready? Can you choose to be heard? Can you choose to be seen? Can you choose to be known? Are you willing to be known? Are you willing to be known? I just really, really dropped into, oh, so there's chills running up and down the body. So I'm glad I'm saying this out loud. The Course teaches me, and not just the Course, that the world reflects belief, ideas, thoughts. And I got Sandra in my head saying, remember, the Course is true. So the world reflects our ideas, and it's not even personal. So if Cindy has 1,000 different examples of when she was completely ignored or avoided or she wasn't important, that means that the world is giving me such a beautiful gift of an idea of not being seen, an idea of not being heard, an idea of being in, like, what a power, superpower to be invisible, right? Only it's no longer permitted. Right. I mean, all of the teachers are telling us that the human collective is going through transformation now. We're in an extraordinarily powerful time now. So what part of me doesn't want to be part of that? There's no ego in that statement, right? So the question became, are you now willing to be seen? It wasn't that I was a victim. It was I was choosing not to be seen. Like the shift in that is so extraordinary that it's like blowing up inside of me. And so I just want to say it out loud. I choose to be known. I choose to be seen. I choose to be heard. I'm willing to hear. I choose to see. I choose to know. And even as I say that, there's these tears, right? And when I say it, it's also not personal. I hope that's coming across like that.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
Cindy, the personality that wants to know, that wants to be seen, that wants to be heard. It's the truth flowing here, throwing
That's
through
beautiful.
an open door. So and yet there's a little bit of standing in a cyclone, because the old the old says, oh, it's not safe. But fuck that. The guides are, that's Zoom thinking my hands. The guides are clearly stating in our willingness, we are part of the collective that is creating a new human consciousness that can no longer hold fear. So I'm shaking, like the system is shaking, but
I love that you said, I choose to be seen. I choose to be heard. And it's not it's the truth. The truth chooses to be seen. the truth chooses to be heard through this avatar, through this holy vessel, through this vessel. Thank you, May.
Individuated expression of the infinite invisible, a good Joel Goldsmith statement. I am an individuated expression of the infinite invisible, and I give my permission, my willingness, my desire for that to be fully expressed.
I think that's exactly right. I love the word vessel and individual. May says individuation. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Cindy. That was so powerful. And Lonnie's going to close us out.
Oh my goodness, Cindy. One of the best things that happens to me when I get to work with people is when they tell me that they hate me, and it's only because I know that we've hit the mark, and they are just so in that. Oh my God, you got it. And since March, I've been walking in surrender and allowing myself to be led, which is how I ended up back here at the open door. As fear has fallen away in every side of my life, I hear and listen to the divine speak like the flower in the concrete, Alka, recognizing all that's being said. And so I want to just sit in acknowledgement that I hear, I hear. Because in these last months since March, what I've been walking and saying is the divine will let me know when it's time to talk. How much louder could it have been said today? I am in receipt of it. You and I will be talking.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I just want to offer that what I do come with is a discussion about freedom and a right to heal, capital W, capital RITE, to heal through empathic memoir. So there is an actual, I get to see it as two gift wrap packages that comes. So we'll see what that looks like. I'm open to all that's possible. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. The right to heal and freedom. Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful. Well, we're going to be meeting again at noon. We'll be meeting again at noon for 12 stepping. Who's leading today, Cindy?
Chuck is leading today. It's the
All
last
right.
Tuesday of the month. It tends to be Chuck.
Okay. Well, thank you all for joining this morning. It's been what a great morning. All right. Mwah. We'll see everyone in an hour. All right.